Hi. Okay, I wanted to real quick talk about population versus sample, because in your worksheet you're going to see both of those things, and I know it's in your vocabulary, but just to clarify, just to be sure, because somebody might actually take the first definition that Google gives them and think that that's what it is. But yeah, okay. When we're talking about statistics, these two are two different things. So you're gathering data, right? You can either gather data from the whole population or from a sample. So population in this case doesn't mean the number of people like in Houston or the number of people in the entire world. Population is your entire group of whatever you're looking at. So if you're surveying people in Summer Creek High School, population would be all of the people in Summer Creek High School. So if we were, let's say we were asking people how many pairs of shoes they have. If you're looking at the population, you have to ask every single student, every single teacher, every single principal, like you have to ask every single person how many shoes they have. Well, probably we're not going to do that, right? Yeah. Sample means what you're going to do is you're going to take a little small group of people within that population without asking the entire population itself. So you might sample, or like your sample might be the people in your class. So population might be 3,000, sample might be 30. So it's a much smaller group within the big population group, right? So if we're asking how many pairs of shoes they have, and in this case, we're asking the people in your class. If you have 25 people in your class, then your sample size is 25. Population size might be 3,000, but we're going to use this sample and we're going to pretend like that represents the population. In this case, it wouldn't really represent the population, right? Because you're a specific group. You're all seniors, or most of you are. Some of you are juniors. But, population, you've got freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors, teachers, people who are about to retire. You've got young people, older people. In your sample, just within your class, you have 25 people who are all 17, 18, maybe 16. So this doesn't accurately represent your population. Generally, if you're designing a study, if you want it to represent the population, you have to try your best to make your sample kind of look like the whole population. That's always an issue. But yeah, so this is your sample versus your population. The next thing I want to talk about is average, which, in statistics language means mean. So when we're talking about mean, you've got two different means, right? You've got the population mean, you've got the sample mean, and you need some way to tell those apart. Let me see if I could get this over here so you can see it. Da-da-da. Ah, there we go. Okay, right here. Let's see, can I make it? Let me see if I can make this bigger. Should have tried this out sooner. Okay, so we're talking about potato chips. Now my mouse is freezing up. Yay. Okay. So when we're talking about averages, we're talking about two different kind of averages. You have the average of the population, you have the average of the sample, and we need to be able to tell those apart. So there are two different symbols that are used in statistics. So this right here, see this funky, it's like a U, it's like a backwards Y kind of, right, with a tail on the left side instead. This is called mu, it's a Greek letter, and this is the mean of the entire population. Our X bar, so X with the little bar over the top, this is the mean of just the sample. So if you ask everybody in the class how many pairs of shoes, and then you have all your data, and you find out that on average people have 5 pairs of shoes, then your X bar would be 5. That's not the same as your population mean. So your population mean, maybe if you include everybody, maybe the average might be 8 pairs of shoes. So your mu, this population mean, might be 8. Your X bar is only 5. So the sample doesn't always represent the population very well. So we have to make sure that we know the difference between these two. They're both averages, but they're different averages. So this mu is the average of the entire population, the entire big giant group. X bar is the mean of just the smaller group, like the sample that you took. So yeah. So make sure you pay attention when they're saying that. You'll see down in your worksheet. So this is mu greater than or equal to. That just means the population mean?